Well, hello. Hi there, everyone. Justin here with Spikes and Gills. And turkey behavior explained. For you. How many of you actually have gone out in the fields and woods and come upon a group of turkey, like a flock, if you will, and have actually observed very closely their behavior? If one turkey out of the flock catches you, they immediately start putting. It's called the alarm putt. It's like, and they'll hold their head high and stretch their neck out and go. And then all the other 6, 8, 10, 12, however many turkeys there are, all the other heads go up, all alert, and others will start chiming in and putting, especially if they see you. And then they'll start taking off. And I'm sure you've noticed they don't always run away because you'll freeze as soon as you spot the wildlife. Deer, turkey, bear, whatever you see, the first instinct that all humans have is to just freeze and stare. And all other animals do the same thing. At first, if they catch movement or if they see you, they'll freeze and look. If they see something that they don't like, that they feel is a threat to them, they'll start doing their alarm calls. Deer will stomp their hoof. A turkey, though, they go and hold their neck high. All the other birds start chiming in. They'll catch you and they'll start walking off pretty quickly. They don't always, not all turkey run away. They're very curious animals, just like, your deer or a squirrel or other birds. Bear are very curious. All moose, all animals are very curious. If they see something that's out of the ordinary, especially a human on their turf, they're extremely curious. They're going to do their natural thing that they do, whether it be an alarm call, like a bird will sound off an alarm call, whether the stomping of a hoof, or holding a head high and angling the ears, cupping the ears your way to listen very intently, holding their eyes real wide and just staring and listening very closely and intently. Whatever that animal does, they're going to naturally do when they spot you or know that you're there. Hey, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, if you haven't subscribed to the Spikes and Gills YouTube channel yet, won't you please go ahead and click on the word subscribe in the lower right hand corner and subscribe to my channel. That would be so awesome if you could. Thank you very much. But if you stay still, don't flinch. The turkey, they don't go too far. They'll go back to grazing and feeding along. They'll just, in all the years that I've observed turkey, when jumping a flock of turkey, when the turkey know that I'm there, if I freeze and don't move and just watch and observe, they'll initially putt, sound the alarm, and they'll start walking away. But once they reach a certain distance, they'll go right back to feeding and go right back to their natural behavior. Especially if I freeze and don't move, and I'll just watch and observe them from a distance, going about their natural routine. And what I like to do is watch what direction the turkey are going in. So if you're getting ready for an upcoming turkey hunt and you're out scouting and you see turkey in the distance, freeze, don't move, don't go any closer, just watch and observe them from afar and watch very closely where they travel to. Get a good inclination as to where they came from, the reason why they are where they are, and whether it be the food source there or just cover, if you will, and also take note of the time of day that those turkey are there and come up with a good enough reason as to why they're there, for the time of day, the weather forecast, all that. If it's a high windy day, take note of that. Very sunny, hot day and windy, And take note of that. Because turkey, around middle of the day, they take like a siesta, if you will. They'll go rest. Turkey do bed down. You might not believe this, but I have personally watched and I've seen turkey lay down and rest in the heat of the day under bushes or in a shaded area. Turkey do bed down and rest midday. Some will stay feeding. Some toms will stay strutting and, for the hens, putting on a show for any nearby hens, while others will lay down and rest in the shaded areas. And not all two turkey do the same thing. So some will be doing this, some will be doing that, some will be laying down in the midday. But I have always noticed, from my experience, my past experience and present experience, and when going out scouting to find flocks turkey to get ready for my upcoming hunts, I have always noticed, like middle of the day, on a high windy day, a rainy day, turkey like to go into wide open areas, whether it be an open area in the forest, a field, blueberry field, corn field, hay field, any type of opening. They like to kind of hang out there on those real windy, rainy days, because in the woods, where there's lots of thick cover around, all those things hinder their senses. High winds, driving rain, all that will hinder their sight and hearing, and it makes them more prone to predation. Predators like bobcat, coyote, fox could snatch a turkey very easily on a high, windy, rainy day if they're in the forest. Makes it a lot. Those weather conditions make it 10 times easier for a predator to stalk a wild turkey. So, if you're a hunter and on a hunt, and your morning hunt might have been a bust, say you roosted one the night before, called to it, got it gobbling. It seemed like it was coming in, but something made it hang up. Maybe it got with a hen. That hen stole the show and pulled that tom away from your location, and your morning hunt's a bust. But the high winds start coming, and maybe there's a little rain in the forecast. Even just a hot, windy day, turkey like to kind of seek out those opening areas, those openings in the forest. Or they'll go out into a field and graze midday and rest up. And a lot will lay down in the tall grasses and weeds, or under bushes and stuff. And a lot will seek out shaded area on the edge of the field and bed down and rest there. So look for those areas and seek out those spots on your hunt. Another thing that I've noticed that might help you on your future hunts is turkey. They always have a point A and a point B. Turkey, when wanting to go to point B, whether it be from their roosting area to going to their feeding grounds, no matter what direction the turkey want to go in, they want to get to point B regardless of what's in front of them, whatever obstacles in their way. It could be you, the hunter. It could be anything. Really, it could be any type of human disturbance, predator walking through or something that hung them up for a little bit. But I've always noticed when jumping a group of turkey, when they're going, maybe coming my direction, wanting to go to someplace behind me, as I'm walking in and I bump them turkey, no matter what, me being there does not matter. They find a way to get to point B behind me, regardless. So keep that in mind. Just because you bump up some turkey, spook them, that's okay. They're still going to want to go to their B destination, whatever that other destination was, from wherever they're coming from. They'll often circle wide. They'll just change their route a little bit. They'll go circle around you real wide, but they still want to head that way to wherever they were going initially. I've always noticed that no matter what disturbance I've caused to those turkey always want to go to where they first intended to go to. Always keep that in mind. So if you drive into a field to check, see if there's toms there with hens, and you jump them up and you see them kind of run off to the edge of the woods, you didn't ruin your hunt. Your hunt's not over. I've always said, and I always tell everybody, if you could spot a tom, that's a killable bird. If no matter what, if you see a gobbler out there, wherever it is you're hunting, if you know he's there, he is very much killable. If you put in lots of time, and work really hard, keep at it, don't give up. Work very hard at getting that gobbler. You will get him. He's killable. You can get him. So if they spot you, you bust up the turkey a little bit and they run off to hide, to get away. That's okay. Those turkeys still want to go where they initially intended to go, no matter what. So if you've been observing these turkey that you're hunting for a while now, for a few days, you kind of got them patterned. I've always found that wild turkey, especially eastern wild turkey, are extremely easy to pattern. They always stick to set patterns, roost to feed, the strutting zones, your toms, gobblers, if you will. They'll fly down off their roost to their strutting zones, do their morning struts, gobbles, trying to attract those hens to them. And then they'll eventually, as the hours go on, they'll go about grazing and going about their daily routine. But they always have a set pattern. Gobblers, they'll circle their home range, and they always circle back to their general roosting areas. They won't always roost in the same exact pine tree, but they have set roosting grounds, roosting areas. They'll be in some tree, most always a tall tree with lots of cover and stuff, especially overhead cover. And they'll always circle around. Eventually, as the day goes on, they'll work their way back to that roosting area. I've always found that. So keep all this information in mind for your next hunt when you're going out to scout out those turkey to make a plan for your upcoming hunt. Keep all these little tidbits of information in the back of your head to help you be successful on your future turkey hunt.